So in my book, Confluence Not Coincidence, I talk about putting different time frames together with different technical indicators, different strategies on, so you can understand how to build that position, if you like, in stocks. So when we're scaling into a stock's move and we're adding more, we need to understand that we've got our sort of major time frame and then we've got an intraday time frame where we can use on the lower time frames and look at those pullbacks, see how they behave and see if there's a good opportunity to add to our position. So what I'm going to do today is go through a very simple example on a stock NEE. On the left hand side, the chart is a 195 minutes. That splits the trading day into two exactly. So each two candles is a whole trading day. Smooth out the price action a little bit. And then on the right hand side, I've got a 15 minute. So it's a standard intraday type time frame. But what I wanted to do is go through this using different strategies and indicators to be able to initially get into a move and then add to that position as you're going along. So to scale in at the right times when you've got that confluence of indicators, different strategies telling you, hey, this is a good time to buy. So on the left-hand chart at the moment, we can see, if I just scrunch out a little bit, we got a lot of price action there, no real signals. But then on the Slingshot, we try to come out of these lows, we pull back and we get a type 2 buy on the 26th of July. That's our first entry, if you like, around 75.20. With signal candle was quite high and it pulled back again. So we want to make sure that we want to get through that start line. So it's a stop market order. Down below here, you can see that we have just 6 out of 6 on the bias depth heat map there. We do pull back into that zone. We actually go into the trade on the 31st. So even though put that stop market order on down on the 26th, it was the 31st that actually got us into that trade. All 6 time frames on the bias depth heat map. So again, what we're looking for is that bias depth heat map looks up time frames all the way to weekly and understands the bias. So the confluences of bias on lots of different time frames are saying, hey, this is all bullish. So that's your confirmation, if you like. So that's your first position. And then we go up and we hit target 1, target 2, hit target 3, and then we pull back. We got to then wait for some confluence on this 15 minute to actually give us a real credible entry for our second position, because it does look like it wants to go, and we can see this trailing stop printed on the Slingshot here. It's way below everything else, so you know, still looks pretty bullish. Overall on the bias depth heat map on the swing trading settings, it's pretty much bullish as well. So we go to the right hand chart now. We can see harmonics here. On this intraday we see a bat pattern complete in the automated completion zone between 77.18 and down at 77.05. So this D pivot completes in the automated completion zone. At that time we have no confirmation from the bias depth heat map, so we're not going to take that long, but we're starting to understand the behavior here. So we do initially push up, then we pull back down to test this same zone again, here at this point and here at this point. This is a really strong support zone, confirmed by that bat harmonic pattern. Moving away from that zone, we then get a 6-star buy with our xBrat Algo. So an xBrat Algo 6-star buy is 12 points of control out of 12. This is a really high probability move. So that's our second position at just over $78 here. We can see that on the large chart at this point there. Let's move along in time. We've now got, we put 1,000 shares on at this point, put another 1,000 shares on this point, and we're looking good. We move along in time, and then we get a crab pattern harmonics complete in the automated completion zone here on the Thursday, the 22nd of August. Again, it starts to push away from that zone, but our bias depth heat map, our confirmation tool, if you like, is red. We're not going to take this initial move out, but then we get a 6-star buy on the xBrat Algo. So all 6 time frames agreeing on the bias depth heat map. This is our third entry at this point here on the large chart and at this point here on the 15-minute chart. So now we've entered into this. We started off with 1,000 shares, for example. We're now at 3,000 shares. We're moving along in time now on the 15-minute. We're being very patient. We've got a trailing stop. It's not a problem. Until now, we don't get a harmonics. That's fine. We get an xBrat 6-star buy signal again here on Monday, the 9th of September. All 6 time frames are green on the bias depth heat map. So we've got signal, got confirmation. This is our fourth entry into this move, if you like. So now we've got 4,000 shares. Average holding price at this point around about 78.48, and we're sitting at around about 83.58 pre-market as I'm making this video. So it's very important that when we are investing in shares, or this in reality is a swing trade right now. We find on a daily or a 195. This is a 195 on the left. We use specific indicators. So for me, whether it's Elliott Wave, whether it's Slingshot, those are the sort of indicators I'm going to be using on those larger timeframes to look for those initial entries, for that move to start. Then once we're in that, we need to think, hey, this thing has got momentum, but we need to have a confluence of other strategies on a different time frame to say, hey, this is the time to add to that position. And we had 1, 2, 3 at the moment, now 4 positions. Okay, our average holding price is at this point, and if we really want to be risk off on here, we would be following this trading stop, and we put our stop at 79.85, which is above our average holding price. Again, when we're looking to scale into there, you've got to be aware of where that average holding price is going to be. And in reality, one of the things I would suggest to people is that you scale in with the same amount of shares every time. Just keep the math very, very simple. So I hope this helps. This is on TradingView. Again, we have the Slingshot for TradingView and NinjaTrader, the xBrat Algo for both, and also the Harmonics, and also the bias depth heat map for those confirmations. So what I've done is combined different time frames, 3 different strategies, but it gives me a really strong confluence trading strategy for swing trading or even investing in stocks. So hopefully that helped. Check out the links below for all of those versions of this software that I've used in this video.